Hey guys, AnimeWestReacts here, gonna be reacting to One Piece chapter 1164, titled Davy's Blood. So we got a cover request, Perona chasing a rabbit with a pocket watch. So yeah, Perona is chasing after the homie, thinking about Mihawk. I know there were theories about Big Mom having taken a piece of some of Mihawk's soul to create this rabbit homie. I've seen theories about that. I think heard of them at least. All right, getting into the chapters. Rocks got hit with Domi Reversey. So yeah, we got Newgate saying Rocks. Roger says our attacks didn't even face that spider thing. And then yeah, everyone else looking. Big Mom saying what in the world? And then Emu says how obstinate. And Rock says you shouldn't scoff at humans, you beast. He says Davy D. Jones. That's the name of the previous king of the world. And Emu says, insolent fool, that wretch was never king, not for a single moment. Thou hast no place in the faith that binds Mu and Davy. And then Rock says, then you shouldn't be so scared. It's just a name after all. You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's gonna inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. I wonder who scares you most. Davy D. Jones, Joy Boy. And he says, cease this babble. They shall never resurface so long as thou fades into oblivion. Davy, Mu has found the perfect soldiers now. A certain nation of gentle and indecisive giants. And Rock says, giants, you bastard. Stay away from Harold. He just wants peace. He says, indeed, this is an unprecedented opportunity. A sovereign this pliable may never appear again. And so Rock says, you little. And he says, thy current disposition is quite similar. Now make haste. And he says, put an end to Davy's dream. And so yeah. Got Rocks dropping, and they say, what the rocks? And then he's thinking, damn it, I'm fading. Big Mom says, what happened? Did it do something to you up there? And she says, huh? It says, annihilate Davy's lineage with thy own hand. Snuff out all obstacles on God Valley. And so, yeah, Big Mom's like, me or you bigger? Yeah. And then Rock says, out of the way. Their blood must be purged from the pages of history. And so, yeah, he jumps up on Kaido. And then, yeah, Kaido's like, what? Rocks, what are you doing? And then, yeah, Kaido just gets thrown into the mountain. And then, yeah, Big Mom says, damn you, Rocks, aren't we meant to be allies? And then she gets, not sure what he did here. I think he blasted her with the sword and sent her flying. Got a serious looking white beard. And then, yeah, Whitebeard says, we're in your way, Rocks. And he says, you are. Yeah, you are. And we got a clash between Rocks and Whitebeard, hitting him with the Conqueror's Hockey and or Quake Fruit. And so yeah, Roger goes to slash at Whitebeard. He blocks it with his arm. Oh, and then yeah, you see the Conqueror's Hockey. Some Marines are like, what the? They say, wow, run, the mountain's falling. So yeah, they sliced a part of God Valley's mountain off. Or you can see like the crack in the rocks, and it falls over towards the ships. Ooh, and so yeah. Got Eris and Teach running, and a transmission saying all warships that At the northeast coast have. Get away from the island. All ships pull back. And the Celestial Dragon says, Northeast Coast says, that was close. Who is responsible? This unforgivable act must be punished. And the Marine says, everyone hurry. And the Celestial Dragon says, don't sail without us or you'll all be put to death. And they say, hurry. The southwest region, we got Rayleigh. He says, come on, Rayleigh, this island's toast. Rayleigh says, Roger's safe, right? Someone says, so yeah. Someone carrying treasure, this is incredible. And we see from the treasure chest, there's Z's. So baby Shanks has fallen asleep in the treasure chest. And it says, why? It's a dead end. So that's why they don't discover him, I assume. It's because he's asleep. And then, yeah, it says, move it. And then Dragon says, damn it, I couldn't even save one tiny baby. Where did he go? And Vonkov says, wait, Kuma, give it a rest. It would be too risky to keep trying to save people. And Jenny says, Kumachi. And he says, there still might be more people out there. And he says, oh, found one. And then Captain John says, damn that Gonzui. Shiki, you'll never make it off this island alive, you hear? So yeah, I guess Gonzui got beaten. And then Shiki's laughing. Says, no one gets the drop on me. This is everyone to the coast. We need stretchers. We can't, the force is on fire. And so yeah, Rox catches up to Erison Teach, and she's like, Zebek, he looks. And she's like, so you lost. I'm sorry, it's our fault. You faced that thing to save us, even though you weren't ready. And then yeah, Eris says, Teach, and hugs him. Says, we have no choice but to jump into the sea and swim. I won't let the Davy clan in here. We'll survive no matter what. It says, escapee spotted on the coast. And so, yeah, you got rocks behind her and cannons coming from the front. And she's like, oh no. And then Kuma just jumped in at the last moment and poofed him out of the way. And so, yeah, Kuma with the clutch save there. As a rock swings his sword at him. And then, yeah, big old explosions. Ooh. Okay, that's what it was. Kuma poofed them out of the way, and then I assume poofed himself, or, like, teleported himself at the last moment before Rox's attack hit and the cannonballs exploded. That's my guess. And then Emu says, Davy, next. Extinguish all who remain on the island. And someone says, Vice Admiral Garp, please hurry up. And Garp says, I told you to get the hell out of here. How long you gonna stick around? And then Roger, they're saying, Roger, where are you? And he's like, I'm fine. Let me know when everyone's on board. And pirates are running, saying, yeah, stop it, Rox. Says, why does he look like that? So yeah, pirates wondering why Rox looks the way he does. Says, why does he? Says, yeah, stop it, Rox. Why does he look like that? And then he notices something. And then, Roger and Garp like inhale and say, bring it on, Rox. And he says, he misses Davy. Ooh, and yeah, Garp's like, the hell have you turned into? And Roger says, I won't let you go after my crew. And he's thinking, Roger, Garp. And then, yeah, like telepathically talking to him. Because, yeah, Roger's like holding his head saying this voice. And he says, please. And they're like, what's with that expression? And he says, please kill me. And so, yeah, the battle begins. Or, well, yeah, climax of the God Valley incident. Ooh, so, yeah, good chapter. We got Rox, how he seemingly dies fighting, how, I guess, Jenny and Kuma escaped. Jenny teaching Kuma. That, yeah, last thing Era saw was that Rox had got Domi reversed and turned into a monster, which is also pretty tragic. Oh, but yeah, hope y'all enjoy this video. If you do, leave a like on it, sub the channel, stick around, and yeah, see y'all later.